Surat An-Nisa, Chapter of the Women. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. O ye people, act piously towards your Lord, who created you from one individual, and from him created his spouse, and from the two spread abroad many men and women. Act piously towards the law, concerning whom and the wombs ye bandy questions to and fro. Verily Allah hath become of you regardful. Bestow upon the orphans their property. Do not substitute the bad for the good. Do not consume their property in addition to your own. Verily it has become a great crime, if ye fear that ye may not act with equity in regard to the orphans. Marry such of the women as seem good to you. Double or treble or fourfold. But if ye fear that ye may not be fair, then one only, or what your right hands possess, and that is more likely to secure that ye be not partial, and give to the women their dowries as a gift. If, however, they of their own pleasure give up some of it to you, enjoy it with the satisfaction and good conscience, but do not give to those of weak, and let the property which Allah has appointed you to manage, but feed them and clothe them and speak to them in reputable fashion. Make trial of the orphans until they reach the age of marriage. Then if ye perceive right management in them, hand over their property to them. Do not consume it in extravagance or in anticipation of their growing up. Let him who is rich restrain himself from touching it, and let him who is poor use it reputably. Then when ye hand over their property to them, call witnesses against them. Allah is sufficient reckoner. To men belongs a portion of what their parents and near relatives leave, and to the women belongs a portion of what their parents and near relatives leave, be it little or much, a legally assigned portion. When the relatives, the orphans, and the poor are present at the division, provide for them out of it and speak to them reputably. Let those who, if they themselves were to leave behind them a weak posterity, would be afraid on their account, beware. Let them act piously towards the law, and pronounce a straightforward decision. Verily those who consume the property of orphans wrongfully only consume fire in their own bellies, and will eventually roast in the blaze. In regard to your children, the law charges you as follows. The male receives the portion of 2 females. If they be women more than 2, then they receive 2/3 of what a man is left. But if there be only 1, she receives a half. His parents receive each of them a 1/6 of what he has left, if he have children. But if he have no children and his parents heir him, then his mother receives a 1/3. If, however, he have brothers, his mother receives a 1/6. This after any bequests he may have made, or debts have been paid. Whether your fathers or your sons are of most benefit to you, ye know not. And ordinance from Allah, verily Allah hath become knowing, wise. A half of what your wives leave belongs to you, if they have no children. If they have children, a 1/4 of what they leave belongs to you, after any bequest they have made, or debts have been paid. To them belongs a 1/4 of what you leave. If ye have no children, if ye have children, an 1/8 of what ye leave belongs to them, after any bequest ye have made, or debts have been paid. If a man or a woman whose property fails to be inherited have no direct heirs, but have a brother or sister, each of the two receives a sixth. If there be more than that, they share in the third after any bequests he may have made or debts have been paid, without prejudice one to the other, a charge from Allah. Verily Allah is knowing, gracious. These are the limits laid down by Allah. Whoso disobeys Allah and his messenger, he will cause to enter gardens through which the rivers flow to abide therein. That is the great success. But whoso opposes Allah and his messenger and transgresses the limits laid down by him, he will cause to enter a fire to abide therein, and for him is a punishment humiliating. Those of your women who commit indecency, call for witnesses against them. If they testify, confined to their houses until death completes their term of life, or a law appoint for them a way of dealing with them. The couples among you who commit it revile, and if they repent and reform, turn from them, verily Allah has become relentant, compassionate. But it is in favor of those who do evil in ignorance and then repent shortly after that Allah is bound to relent. Towards them Allah will relent. Verily Allah hath become knowing, wise. Is knowing, wise. The relenting is not in favor of those who go on committing evil deeds until one of them is present in the very presence of death. He says, I repent now, nor in favor of those who die while they are still unbelievers. For such we have prepared a punishment painful. O you who have believed, it is not permissible for you to err women against their will, and do not tyrannize over them, that ye may go off with a part of what ye have given them, unless it be that they commit a manifest indecency, associate reputably with them. If ye dislike them, it is possible that ye may dislike a thing in which Allah hath set much good. If ye wish to replace a wife by another, even if ye have given one of them a talent, take nothing from it. Would ye take it by slander and manifest guilt? How can ye take it, seeing ye have come together one with the other, and they have accepted from you a firm compact? Do not marry women whom your fathers have had in marriage, except so far as is already past it has become indecent and abhorrent and evil as a way of acting. Forbidden to you are your mothers, your daughters, your sisters, your paternal aunts, your maternal aunts, brothers, daughters, sisters, daughters, those who are your mothers by having suckled you, those who are your sisters by suckling, the mothers of your wives, those who are under your care, daughters of wives to whom ye have gone in. But if ye have not gone into them, there is no blame upon you, ye lawful wives of your sons, of your own loins, that ye should have two sisters at the same time, except so far as it is already past. Allah hath become forgiving, compassionate. And women who are under ward, except those who in your right hands possess the rescript of Allah for you. What is beyond that, it is allowable for you to seek to obtain by means of your property, taking them, however, under ward, and not committing debauchery. Those of them whom ye enjoy by means of it, pay their hire as stipulated, and there will be no blame upon you in regard to anything ye may give them by mutual agreement beyond the stipulated. Those of you who cannot wait until they marry, believing women who are under ward may take of those whom your right hands possess, believing maidservants. Allah knoweth your belief. Ye are one people, so marry them with the permission of their households, and give them their hire, but reputably, as being now under ward, not committing debauchery or receiving paramours. If then, having been taken under ward, they commit an indecency, they shall be subject to half the punishment to which those under ward are subject. And that is for those of you who fear sin, only it would be better for you that ye should exercise patience. Allah is forgiving and compassionate. Allah desireth to make things clear to you and to guide you in the customs of those who were before you and to relent towards you. Allah is knowing, wise. Allah desireth to relent towards you, but those who follow lusts desire that ye should fall mightily away. And okay, I don't know ahead of time. 28 continued. Amount verily Allah hath become knowing wise. 32b. Allah desireth to make it light for you, for man was created weak. O ye who have believed, do not consume your property among you in vanity, except there be trading by mutual consent on your part. Verily Allah hath become with you compassionate, and do not kill each other. Whoever does that in enmity and wrong, we shall one day roast in fire. For Allah, that is easy. If ye avoid the main things ye are forbidden to do, we shall expiate from you your evil deeds and give you a noble entrance. Do not covet that what Allah hath bestowed in a bounty upon one more than another, but ask Allah for some of his bounty. Verily Allah hath become one who everything doth know. To men belongeth a portion of what they have gained for themselves, and to women a portion of what they have gained for themselves, and to each we have appointed inheritors of what parents and your relatives and those with whom ye have made a covenant leave, so give them their share. Verily Allah hath become of everything a witness. The men are overseers over the women by reason of what Allah hath bestowed in bounty upon one more than another, and of the property which they have contributed. Upright women are therefore submissive, guarding what is hidden in return for laws, guarding them. Those on whose part ye fear refractoriness, admonish, avoid in bed, and beat. Not like us, I are criminal. That's not being lied. If they then obey you, seek no further way against them. Verily Allah hath become lofty, great, but if ye fear breach between the two, set up an arbiter from his people and an arbiter from her people. If they desire to set the matter right, Allah will bring agreement between them. Verily Allah hath become one who knoweth and is well informed. Serve Allah, do not associate anything with him. Show to parents kindness, also to relatives, orphans, and the poor. To the person under your protection, be he relative or not, to the companion by your side, to the follower of the way, and to what your right hands possess. Verily Allah loveth not any crafty boaster. Those who are niggardly and urge the people to niggardliness and conceal the bounty which Allah hath bestowed upon them, we have prepared for the unbelievers a punishment humiliating, and those who expend their wealth for show before the people, not believing in Allah on the last day. Whoever has Satan for his mate, a bad mate has he. What harm would it do them if they were to believe in Allah on the last day and contribute some of that with which Allah hath provided them? About them hath Allah come to know. Verily Allah doth not a grain's weight of wrong, and if it is a good deed, he doubleth it, and bestoweth from himself a mighty hire. So how will it be when we bring from each community a witness, and we bring thee against them as a witness? On that day, those who have disbelieved and opposed the messenger will wish that the earth will leveled over them, but from Allah will they not conceal anything. O ye who have believed, come not nigh the prayer when ye are intoxicated, until ye know what ye say, nor when ye are polluted, unless ye be travelers on the road, until ye wash yourselves, if ye be sick or on a journey, or if one of you come from the privy, or if ye have touched women. Keep away from, and do not find water, sand yourselves with dry good sand, and rub your faces in your hands. Verily Allah hath become disposed to overlook and forgive. I think that sounds different than what it is. We notice some of the verses are numbered way differently. Dirt, clean sand or something, but you don't grind yourself with sand. Has one not seen those to whom a part of the book has been given, buying error and wishing that ye would err as regards the way? Allah knoweth your enemies. Allah is sufficient as patron. Allah is sufficient as helper. As one, those namely of you who Judaized, altering words from their position and saying we hear and rebel, and hear something that is not made audible, and shepherd us, twisting their tongues and making a botch in religion. If they had said we hear and obey, and hear and regard us, it would have been better for them and more correct, but Allah hath cursed them for their unbelief, so they do not believe except a little. O ye to whom the book has been given, believe in what we have sent down in confirmation of what is in your hands before we obliterate countenances and turn them on their backs, or curse them as we curse the fellows of the Sabbath, and the affair of Allah has become accomplished. Allah will not forgive the association of anything with himself, though he forgives anything short of that to whom he willeth. He who associates anything with Allah has devised a mighty deed of guilt. Hast thou not seen those who hold themselves justified? Nay, Allah will hold justified whom he pleaseth, and they will not be wrong to straw. Look how they devise falsehood against Allah. It is sufficient as a manifest deed of guilt. Has not one seen those to whom a part of the book has been given, believing in Jibt and Tagut, and saying to those who have disbelieved, these are better guided as to the way than those who have believed? These are they to whom Allah hath cursed, and for whomsoever Allah hath cursed, one will not find a helper, or have they a share in the kingly power. Well, in that case, they do not give the people a speck, or are they jealous of the people on account of the bounty which Allah hath bestowed upon them? Well, we have bestowed upon the family of Abraham and the book and the wisdom, and we have bestowed upon them mighty power. Some of them have believed in it, and some of them have turned others away from it. Gehenna is a big enough blaze. Verily, in those who have disbelieved are signs. We shall roast in the fire. Whenever their skins are cooked to a turn, we shall substitute new skins for them, that they may feel the punishment. Verily Allah is sublime wise. But those who have believed and wrought the works of righteousness, we shall cause tender gardens, through which the rivers flow, to abide therein forever, in which there are for them pure spouses, and we shall lead them in the sheltering shade. Verily Allah commands you to pay back to their owners things entrusted to you, and when ye judge between the people, to judge with justice. It is a good admonition to which Allah gives you. Allah hath become one who hears and clearly sees. O ye who have believed, obey Allah and obey the messenger, and those of you who have the command, and if ye quarrel about anything, refer it to Allah and the messenger. If ye have come to believe in Allah on the last day, and that is better and fairer in interpretation. Hast thou not seen those who say that they have believed in what has been sent down to thee, and in what has been sent down before thy time, desiring to carry their disputes to Tagut? Though they have been commanded to disbelieve in it, Satan desires to lead them far astray. But when one says to them, "Come to what Allah hath sent down into the messenger," thou seest the hypocrites making an effort to turn people away from thee. How then will it be when a misfortune falls upon them for what their hands have sent forward, and they have then come to thee, swearing by Allah we meant kindness and support? These are they, the thoughts of whose hearts Allah knoweth. So turn from them and admonish them and speak to them about themselves an effectual word. We have not sent any messenger but that he might be obeyed by the permission of Allah, and if when they wrong themselves they were to come to thee and ask pardon of Allah, and the messenger were to ask pardon for them, they would find Allah relentant and compassionate. No, by thy Lord, they do not believe until they make thee a judge in their tangles, and do not afterwards find difficulty in thy decisions, but assent to them heartily. If we had prescribed for them such a command as kill yourselves or go forth from your dwellings, only a few of them would have done it. If they had done as they were admonished to do, it would have been better for them and would have established them more securely. In that case, we should have bestowed upon them from ourselves a mighty hire, and should have guided them in a straight path. Those who obey Allah and the Messenger are with the prophets and the faithful and the witnesses and the upright upon whom Allah hath bestowed favor. Good company are these, and that is bounty from Allah. It is enough that Allah knoweth. O ye who have believed, take precautions and march out in companies, or march out all in a body. There are some among you who fall behind, and if a misfortune befall you, they say, Allah hath bestowed favor upon us, in that we have not along with them become martyrs. But if bounty from Allah fall to your lot, they say, as if there had not been friendship between you and them, wouldn't that I had been with them, great success would I have gained. So let those who barter this present life for the hereafter fight in the way of Allah. Upon whomsoever fights in the way of Allah and is killed or overcome, we shall in the end bestow a mighty hire. What is wrong with you that ye fight not in the way of Allah and the oppressed men, women, and children who say, "O our Lord, take us out of this city of wrongdoing people and appoint for us from thine own side a patron, and appoint for us from thine own side a helper." Those who have believed are fighting in the way of Allah, and those who have disbelieved are fighting in the way of Tagut. So fight the friends of Satan. Verily the craft of Satan has become weak. Hast thou not looked at those to whom it was said, "Restrain your hands, observe the prayer, and pay the zakat"? When the fighting is prescribed for them, there is a part of them fearing the Lord, fearing the people as much as they there is a part of them fearing the people as much as they fear Allah, or even more. They say, "O our Lord, why hast thou prescribed fighting for us? Why not keep us back to a term not far off? Say the enjoyment of this life is a little thing, and hereafter is better for those who show piety, and they will not be wronged a straw. Wherever ye may be, death will overtake you, even though ye were in strongly built towers. If good falls to their lot, they say, "This is from Allah." But if evil befalls them, they say, "This is from thee." Say, everything is from Allah. What is the matter with these people? They hardly understand anything. The good which is fallen to thy lot is from Allah. The evil which is befallen thee is from thyself. We have sent thee as a messenger to the people. Allah is sufficient witness. Whoever obeys the messenger has obeyed Allah, but if any turn away, well, we have not sent thee as a guardian over them. They profess obedience, but when they go forth from thy presence, a party of them give house room in their minds to other things than what thou sayest. But Allah writeth down what they give house room to. So turn from them and place thy trust upon Allah. Allah is sufficient trustee. Do they not then consider the Qur'an? If it were from any other than Allah, they would find in it many a contradiction. When anything comes to them, be it of security or of alarm, they spread it abroad. if they were to refer it to the messenger and those who have the command amongst them, those of them who might investigate it would know it. Had it not been for the bounty and mercy of Allah towards you, ye would have followed Satan, except a few. So fight thou in the way of Allah. Thou art responsible for none but thyself, but urge on the believers. Possibly Allah will restrain the martial ardor of those who have disbelieved. Allah is stronger both in martial ardor and in chastisement. He who makes a good intercession will have a share of the merit of it, but he who makes a bad intercession will have the responsibility for it. Allah, with power over everything, is furnished. When ye receive a salutation, respond with the better or return it. Verily, Allah of everything takes account. Allah, there is no God but He will certainly gather you to the day of resurrection. There is no doubt about it. Who is more truthful than Allah in what He says? What is the matter with you? Two parties in regard to the hypocrites. Though Allah hath overwhelmed them for what they have earned, do ye wish to guide those whom Allah hath sent astray? For those whom Allah has sent astray, one will not find a way. They will like you to disbelieve as they have disbelieved, and then you would be alike. So take not any one of them as friends until they migrate in the cause of Allah, and then if they turn back, take them and slay them wherever ye find them. Choose not from amongst them friend or helper, except such as make their way to a people between whom and you there is a compact, or come to you with their breasts straightened, that they should fight against you, or fight against their own people. Had Allah so willed, He would have given them authority over you, and then they would have certainly have fought against you. If then they withdraw from you, and do not fight against you, but offer you peace, Allah hath not opened for you a way against them. You will find others wishing that they may be secure from you and from their people, who, whenever they are brought back into temptation, are overwhelmed in it. If they do not withdraw from you and offer you peace and restrain their hands, take them and kill them wherever you come upon them. Against them we give you clear authority. It is not for a believer to kill a believer unless it be by mistake. If anyone kills a believer by mistake, the penalty is the setting free of a believing slave and blood money to be delivered to his family, unless they give it as alms. If he belong to a people who are at enmity with you and is a believer, the setting free of a believing slave. If he belong to a people between whom and you there is a compact, blood money to be delivered to his family, and the setting free of a believing slave. He who does not find the means to do that shall fast 2 consecutive months, a repentance from Allah. Verily Allah is knowing, wise. You know, the method to repent is delivered. Just to Adam was not how to repent. If anyone kills a believer intentionally, his recompense is Gehenna, to abide therein. Allah will be angry with him and will curse him and prepare for him a mighty punishment. O ye who have believed, when ye knock about in the way of Allah, make things clear to yourselves. Do not say to one who gives you the peace greeting, thou art not a believer, in desire of the chance gain of this present life. With Allah are many spoils. Ye were like that in former times, but Allah hath been good to you. So make things clear to yourselves. Verily Allah, what ye do is well aware. Those of the believers who sit still, other than those who have some injury, are not on a level with those who strive with goods and person in the way of Allah. Allah hath given preference in rank to those who strive with goods in person over those who sit still, though to all Allah hath promised the good reward. And Allah hath bestowed upon those who strive in preference to those who sit still a mighty higher ranks in relation to himself, forgiveness and mercy. Verily Allah hath become forgiving, compassionate. Verily to those whom they carry off in death while they are living in wrongdoing, the angels will say, in what circumstances were you? We were oppressed in the land, they say, but was not the land of Allah wide? will be the reply, so that ye might have migrated in it. Of such the abode is Gehenna, a bad place to go to, except the really oppressed, men, women, or children who cannot compass a stratagem and are not guided to a way. Then possibly Allah will pardon. Allah is ready to pardon, forgiving. He who immigrates in the way of Allah will find in the land many a place to retire to and plenty. And if anyone goes forth from his house, emigrating to Allah and his messenger, and death then never takes him, his hire has fallen upon Allah to pay. Allah is forgiving, compassionate. When ye knock about in the land, it is no fault in you that ye shorten the prayer, if ye fear that those who have disbelieved may molest you. Verily, the unbelievers have become to you manifest enemies. When thou art with them and have set up the prayer for them, let a party of them pray with thee, and let them take their weapons. When they prostrate themselves, let them be behind you, and then let another party who have not prayed come and pray with thee, and let them take their guard and their weapons. Those who have disbelieved would like that ye should neglect your weapons and your baggage. Then they would swoop down upon you at one swoop. If any injury from rain affect you, or ye be sick, it is no fault in you that ye lay down your weapons, but keep guard. Verily Allah hath prepared for the unbelievers a humiliating punishment. When ye have concluded the prayer, remember Allah, standing or sitting or lying on your sides. Afterwards, when ye feel secure again, observe the prayer. Verily, the prayer has become for the believers a thing prescribed for stated times, but do not be weak in seeking the enemy. If ye are suffering, they are suffering as much as ye suffer, and ye have hopes from Allah which they have not. Allah hath become knowing, wise. We have sent down the book to thee with the truth, in order that thou mayest judge between the people by means of what Allah hath shown thee. Be not therefore a pleader on behalf of the treacherous. Ask forgiveness of Allah. Verily Allah hath become forgiving, compassionate. Do not dispute in defense of those who betray themselves. Verily Allah loveth not anyone who is a traitor, guilty. They cloak themselves from the people, but they do not cloak themselves from Allah. For he is with them when they give house room to unsatisfactory speeches. Allah of what they do hath been comprehending. There you are. Ye have disputed in defense of them in this life, but who will dispute with the law in their defense on the day of resurrection, or who will undertake their case? He who does evil or wrongs himself and then asks forgiveness of Allah will find Allah forgiving, compassionate. But he who piles up a guilty deed to his own hurt, he piles it up. Allah hath become knowing, wise. He who piles up an error or a guilty deed, then cast it on an innocent person, has laid upon himself slander and manifest guilt. Had it not been for the bounty and mercy of the law towards thee, a party of them were on the point of leading thee astray, but they only lead themselves astray. They do not injure thee at all. Allah hath sent down to thee the book and the wisdom, and hath taught thee what thou didst not used to know. The bounty of Allah towards thee has become mighty. There is no good in much confidential talk with them, except those who urge almsgiving, our reputable conduct, are setting things right among the people. To him who does that out of desire for the approval of Allah, we shall in the end give a mighty hire. But him who splits off from the messenger after the guidance has become clear to him, and follows any other way than that of the believers, we shall consign to what he has turned to, and roast in Gehenna, a bad place to go. Allah will not forgive the association of anything with himself, though he forgives anything short of that to whom he willeth. He who associates anything with the law is strayed into error far. Short of him, they only call upon female beings, and they only call upon a Satan rebellious. Allah cursed him, and he said, surely of thy servants will I take an appointed portion. I will lead them astray and fill them with desires, and I will give them command and they will cut off the ears of camels, and I will give them command, and they will alter creation of Allah. He who takes Satan for his patron apart from Allah has suffered manifest loss. Who makes promises to them and fulfills them and fills them with desires, but Satan promises them only delusion. The abode of such is Gehenna, from which they will not find a place to flee to. But those who have believed and wrought the works of righteousness, we shall cause cinder gardens through which the rivers flow, to abide therein forever. The promise of Allah and truth, and who is more truthful than Allah in what he says? It is not by your dogmas are the dogmas of the people of the book. Whoever does evil will be requited for it, and will not find for himself apart from Allah either patron or helper. But whoever does the works of righteousness, be it male or female, and is a believer, they will enter the garden and not be wronged a speck. Who is better as regards religion than he who surrenders himself to Allah, doing a good meanwhile, and follows the creed of Abraham as a Hanif? Allah took Abraham as a friend. To Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. Of everything hath Allah become comprehending. They ask thee for deliverance regarding women. Say, Allah giveth you a deliverance regarding them, and what is recited to you in the book in regard to the female orphans, to whom you do not give what is prescribed for them, but whom ye wish to marry and oppress children. And in regard to your procuring justice for the orphans, whatever good ye do, Allah hath become one of who it doth know. If a woman fear refractoriness or aversion on the part of her husband, there will be no blame upon them if they make an agreement between themselves. Agreement is good, and avarice is close to the people. If ye do well and act piously, verily Allah hath become one who of what ye do is well aware. Ye will not be capable of dealing evenly among the women, even though ye be eager to do so. But do not follow inclination to the extreme, and leave her like the forsaken. If ye make an agreement and act piously, verily Allah hath become forgiving, compassionate. If, however, the two of them separate, Allah will enrich each out of his abundance. Verily Allah hath become wide in bounty, wise. Whoever does evil will be requited for it, and will not find for himself apart from Allah either patron or helper. To Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. We have charged those who have been given the book before you, and you too, that you show piety towards Allah. And to Allah belongs, if ye disbelieve, to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. Allah hath become rich, praiseworthy, and to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. It is sufficient that Allah undertakes one's case. If he pleaseth, he will remove you, O ye people, and bring forward others. Allah hath become one who for that hath power. If anyone wishes the reward of this world, with Allah is the reward of this world as well as that of the hereafter. Allah hath become one who hears and clearly sees. O ye who have believed, believe in Allah and his messenger, and the book which he have sent down to his messenger, and the book which he sent down before. Whoever disbelieves in Allah and his angels and his books and his messengers in the last day has strayed into error far. Those who have believed and then disbelieved, then believed and then disbelieved again, and have finally increased in unbelief, Allah is not likely to forgive or guide in any way. Announce to the hypocrites that for them is a painful punishment. Those who take the unbelievers as friends rather than the believers, is it dignity they seek in their company? Dignity belongs to Allah altogether. There has been sent down to you in the book the advice that when ye hear the signs of Allah being disbelieved in and mocked at, ye should not sit with them until they engage in some other talk. If ye do so, then they are all alike. Those who wait to see what will happen to you, and if a conquest come to you from Allah, say, were we not with you? But if a share fall to the unbelievers, say, did we not try to persuade you and keep you back from the believers? Verily Allah is going to gather the hypocrites and the unbelievers in Gehenna all together. Allah will judge between you on the day of resurrection, and Allah will not open to the unbelievers against the believers a way. The hypocrites are trying to outwit Allah, though He is outwitting them when they stand up for the prayer. And they stand up lazily, making a show before the people, but they remember Allah but little. Vacillating between this and that are neither one thing nor the other. For those whom Allah sendeth astray, one will not find a way. O ye who have believed, do not take the unbelievers as friends rather than the believers. Do ye wish to give Allah against you manifest authority? Verily, the hypocrites are the lowest in reach of the fire, and one will not find for them a helper. What will Allah do with your punishment if ye are grateful and believe, seeing that Allah is grateful and knoweth? 145 to 148 don't appear to be here. Those who disbelieve in Allah and His messengers and wish to make a distinction between Allah and His messengers and say, we believe in some but disbelieve in others, and wish to take between this and that away, these are the unbelievers in very truth, and we have prepared for the unbelievers a humiliating punishment. But to those who have believed in Allah and His messengers and have made no distinctions between any of them, we shall in the end give their hires, and Allah is forgiving, compassionate. The people of the book asked thee to bring down to them a book from the heaven. Well, they asked Moses a greater thing than that. They said, show us Allah openly, but the thunderbolt took them for their wrongdoing. They chose the calf after the evidences had come to them, but we overlooked that and gave Moses manifest authority. Then we raised the mountain over them with their compact, and we said to them, enter the gate in prostration, and we said, do not transgress in the matter of the Sabbath. And we took from them a firm compact. So further violating their compact, and further unbelief in the signs of Allah, they're killing the prophets without justification, and they're saying our hearts are uncircumcised. Nay, Allah hath set a seal upon them for their unbelief. So they do not believe except a few, and for their unbelief in their speaking against Mary, mighty slander, and further saying we killed the Messiah, Jesus, the son of Mary, the messenger of Allah, though they did not certainly kill him, nay, Allah raised him to Himself. And there is no people of the book but will surely believe in Him before His death, and on the day of resurrection He will be regarding them a witness, though they did not kill Him and not crucify Him, but He was counterfeited for them. Verily, those who have gone different ways in regard to Him are in doubt about Him. They have no revealed knowledge of Him, and only follow opinion. The law is sublime wise. So for wrongdoing on the part of those who have Judaized, we have made certain good things forbidden to them, which had formerly been allowable for them, and further turning many aside from the way of Allah, and further taking usury, though they had been forbidden to do so, and further consuming the wealth of the people in vanity, and we have prepared for the unbelievers of them a painful punishment. But those of them who are firmly grounded in knowledge, and the believers in Allah on the last day, and the observers of the prayer and the payers of the zakat, to them we shall in the end give a mighty hire. And the believers believe in what has been sent down to thee and what has been sent down before thy time. Verily, verily we have made suggestions to thee as we made suggestions to Noah and the prophets after him. And we made suggestions to Abraham and Ishmael and Isaac and Jacob and the patriarchs, to Jesus, Job, Jonah, Aaron, and Solomon. And to David we gave the Psalms, and the messengers whom we have already recounted to you, and the messengers whom we have not recounted. To Moses, indeed, Allah spoke directly, messengers bringing good tidings and warnings, so that the people should have no argument against Allah. After the coming of the messengers, Allah is sublime wise, but Allah bears witness to what He hath sent down to thee. He sent it down with knowledge of Himself, and the angels bear witness, and Allah is sufficient witness. Those who have disbelieved and turned others aside from the way of Allah have strayed into error far. Verily, those who have disbelieved and done wrong, Allah is not one to forgive or to guide in any road, but the road to Gehenna, to abide therein forever. For Allah, that is easy. O ye people, the messengers come to you with truth from your Lord, so believe it will be better for you. But if ye disbelieve, to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. Allah is knowing wise. O people of the book, do not go beyond bounds in your religion, and do not say about Allah anything but the truth. The Messiah, Jesus, the son of Mary, is only the messenger of Allah and his word, which he cast upon Mary, and a spirit from him. So believe in Allah and his messenger, and not say three. Refrain will be better for you. Allah is only one God. Glory be to him, far from his having a son. To him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. It is sufficient that Allah undertakes one's case. The Messiah will not disdain to be a servant of Allah, nor will the angels who stand in his presence. Whoever disdains his service and bears himself proudly, he will drive to himself in a body. And as for those who have believed and wrought the works of righteousness, he will pay them their hires in full, and of his bounty will give them more. But as for those who have been disdainful and borne themselves proudly, he will punish them with a painful punishment, and they will not find for themselves, apart from Allah, patron or helper. O ye people, there has come to you a proof from your Lord, and we have sent down to you manifest light. As for those who have believed in Allah and sought defense in him, he will in the end cause them to enter into mercy and bounty from himself, and will guide them to himself a straight path. They ask thee for deliverance. Say, Allah giveth the deliverance in regard to the person who leaves no direct heirs. If a man perishes and has no children, but has a sister, the half of what he leaves belongs to her, and if he is her heir, if she have no children, if there be two sisters, the 2/3 of what he leaves belongs to them. If there be brethren, male and female, a share equal to the portion of 2 females belongs to the male. Allah make it clear to you, lest ye err. Allah everything doth know. And see, that makes clear, it's not that God's presence moves and retracts, or that God's knowledge takes in stuff. It's that God is knowing and aware as soon as something happens. God is knowing and aware before the fact. God's omnipresent. But those who dwell in the presence, you could say, who live conscious of the presence, accepting of the presence,